Good morning, rebels, and welcome back to my life. My throat is a little verklempt today, but I've decided it makes me sound sexy. I'm pretty happy with my life. It's not perfect, but I really have nothing to complain about. But let me be clear about one thing. My life isn't awesome because I'm just so awesome. My life is awesome because I work hard and I also happen to be really lucky. I'm lucky because my family, my wife, and my kids are amazing people. I'm lucky because I was born to parents who supported me and educated me and exposed me to culture. And I'm lucky because many people out there, hopefully yourself included, happen to enjoy my books and films. Now that last one is pretty important. If I couldn't get my books and movies out there to people, then my life would be significantly less awesome. And the only thing that enables me to do that is the internet. We're all very lucky to exist in the age of the internet. Despite its flaws, it's one of the best things that's ever happened to mankind. The internet makes it possible for anyone in the entire world to unite with a community that shares their values, regardless of where they're all located geographically. It's restored this artisanal culture that we almost lost in the Industrial Revolution. Nowadays, people can use mass-produced iPhones while wearing handmade Victorian-era leather boots, and it's all thanks to the internet. So we come to the issue of net neutrality, and one of the scariest things about net neutrality is that I feel like very few people really understand it. So I'm not going to try and tell you the way things are on net neutrality. I'm just going to tell you what I do know and what I'm concerned about. In case you know nothing about this, the issue is that internet companies like Comcast and Verizon provide us internet service in our homes. What these companies are doing, not thinking about doing, but have already done, is charge higher fees to continue providing high-speed internet support to certain businesses that exist on the internet. A few months ago, Comcast threatened to choke Netflix's internet speed to customers unless Netflix paid Comcast like a bunch of money. Now, unfortunately, Netflix did so now they're paying a higher rate than other similar companies for the same internet service. Here's a few things that terrify me about this. Comcast customers are already paying Comcast for a certain speed of internet access, up to 105 megabits per second in some cases. Now, Comcast is telling Netflix, pay us more money or we'll downgrade your speed. But meanwhile, on the other end, they're charging their customers some pretty high fees for that 105 megabit per second speed and then not delivering it when those customers use Netflix. A simple solution seems to be switch to another internet provider, but that's not always an option. There's areas where Comcast is the only internet service provider available, and they've rigged it so that it would be extremely difficult or even impossible for any other provider to ever move in there, even if they wanted to. Here's another problem. If Netflix hadn't paid that money, their subscribers would have noticed Netflix speed going down considerably. But other websites would work fine. Therefore, those subscribers wouldn't blame Comcast for the problem, they'd blame Netflix. So they might cancel their Netflix account, and guess what they'd probably watch instead? That's right, Comcast Cable, the company that created the situation in the first place by charging higher fees to Netflix, their direct competitor. Oh, and speaking of competition, Comcast is now buying Time Warner, one of their other biggest competitors, so now we as consumers have even less choice. You might recognize this as not what we mean by free market capitalism. So I don't pretend to have the solution to end all solutions, but like, what if we just treat the internet like another utility? Why don't you stop charging people more for providing a service and start charging people more based on how much of the service that they use? If you take 5 showers a day, your water bill is going to be higher than your neighbor's. So if you spend all day watching YouTube and Netflix, why doesn't it make sense that you would pay slightly more than your neighbor who just checks his email twice a day? That way we can still have little guys like me with our blogs and our online stores delivering service to customers anywhere in the world. And meanwhile, we don't need to come up with hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars to pay not to have our speed downgraded. I mean, we don't get charged more to ship the same products to our customers. Why should we be charged more for being able to talk to them? Not to be a fearmonger, rebels, but we should all actually be concerned about this. If you want to lend your voice and support, click on this link or the link in the description. Go to the FCC website, lend your voice to the conversation that's happening across that site. Thanks for your help, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.